Hello, friends. It's me, Mrs. Ibarra here, and I have a guest with us to do things a little bit different this time because normally I am interviewing people about their careers, what they're doing as an adult. But our guest here is going to tell us what it's like going to college. So, college is something that some of you might already be thinking of. And depending on what you want to do as an adult, you may have to take classes or get a degree or a certificate after high school. So let's hear what her name is and where she went to school and her experience. So take it away.
Hi everyone, my name is Esperanza, and I first went to college at the University of California, San Diego. So I moved away from my home and I spent 4 years there. And after I was there for 4 years, I got a degree. That's sometimes what you get after going to college. So it's been about 4 years since I was last in college, since I finished college, and I've decided to go back to school to go back to college again. And this time I'm only going to be in college for 2 years and I'm going to get a special degree at the end of this.
Okay, nice. So you have the experience of already completing 4 years, but you've decided. So can some of us might be interested, what career is this for? What job is it you are looking to do?
So the job that I could do after I go back to college again, could be something like Mrs. Ibarra's job and work at a school. I could be a therapist and work with people or work with kids or adults in individual sessions. I could work at other companies or agencies to help the community in different ways.
Nice. Okay. So when you were in San Diego the first time going to college, can you tell us what is an average day like going to a university?
So it really depends because when you're in college, you get to have more control over what you want your days to look like, and you also get to pick the classes that you take. So I think the earliest class that I had in college was at 7 a.m. And the latest class that I had in college was from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it was a longer class and it was late at night, but I only had that class about once a week. So in college, you typically have a class that you'll either see for an hour 3 times a week or for an hour and a half 2 times a week. So, or one time for 3 hours. So it really just depends. And you can kind of decide, well, if I'm not really a morning person, I don't really want to take morning classes, so I'm going to try to pick the classes that happen later on in the day. Or if you think, oh, I'm a really big morning person, I like to wake up early and get my day started and going, you can pick those earlier classes.
So what was it like going to school at night when it was dark and there wasn't much action happening?
I mean, it was interesting and it was kind of weird eating dinner and then going to class. But I actually really liked that class, that late class, and I had a really good professor, so it was worth it.
So this time around, you're going to a different school and you're not going to go in person because like the students that are watching this video, everything is online. So what's this next round going to look like, this new experience of college?
So this time my classes will be on Zoom, like, you meet now with your teachers. And I will be taking 5 classes. So I will have 5 different teachers, and each one of those classes I will only be in once a week. So I will only be in one class and with one teacher for one time during the week, 5 different times. If that makes sense.
So how many teachers total will you have?
5.
5.
Yes.
So does that feel sort of like middle school or high school? Because that's what kids experience as they leave elementary.
Yes and no, because I won't be in class every day. I won't be in that same class every day, Monday through Friday, and I will actually only have classes 2 days a week. So I will have class all day Tuesday and all day Friday. And because this degree two is special, I
Mhm.
don't get to pick my classes. Someone's already told me these are the classes that you need to take. So
Oh,
I don't get to pick this time
okay.
around.
And what have you done in the past, or what do you think you'll do this time if you are in a class, you have to take it, and there's just something about the class you're not that excited about? Has that ever happened?
Yes, it would happen a lot. When I was in college the first 4 years, there were definitely classes that I was not excited about, even though I thought I would be really excited about them when I picked them. But for me, the way I try to keep on top of things is I use a planner. So
Oh,
this is a
oh,
planner.
what does it say?
It says the magic is in you, babe.
Okay, can you show us what a page looks like?
Yes. So this is now my month page. So I have all my classes. I just write class for the days that I have classes. And then during the week, I will put in the times for my class. And
Oh,
once it gets closer, I will write in times for me to study.
mhm.
And I also make these little stickies as reminders when I have assignments due.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's a very helpful tip.
yes. So I will go through all of the, when you get older, you're going to get syllabus or syllabi from your classes. And it's basically the teacher's rules that they have for the class, all the assignments that you're going to have to do for the class, whether it's homework or writing a paper, when your big tests are. And so, and the books that you need to get and read and things like that. So every professor gave me one of those. So I went through all of those and I wrote down all the dates for the tests and the assignments and the homework that I will need to do. So that way I can kind of stay on top of it. And I'm not surprised when it's like, oh, I have a paper due in 2 days and I haven't worked on it at all.
That's true. Some kids might wonder, do you get recess in
No,
college?
you make your own recess. So, um, yeah, so like you can have class and then you could have a 3 hour break before you have your next class.
That's a long recess. Three
Yeah.
hours?
Mm-hmm.
What
Or
do you do in those?
longer or shorter.
So what might you do for recess when you have a break between classes?
I
I don't know if
might,
you'd play tetherball or something.
no, hang out with my friends, go and get something to eat, because there's no like lunchtime in college.
Oh,
So it's just you eat around your class time, you study around that to hang out with your friends. Yeah.
yeah, friends are important. Okay, so I have a special guest who's been waiting very patiently. So she's a friend of mine, and she's in elementary school. Her name is Brenda. Would you be willing to meet Brenda?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
Brenda.
Oh, is that her?
Yes, this is the young lady I was talking about.
Well, what's your name? I forgot it. I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name is Esperanza.
Oh, that's a very long name.
Yes.
So, Brenda and we've been talking a little bit about motivation this week. Motivation is that feeling of needing to do something and trying to get excited about it. And sometimes it's hard, isn't it, Brenda? Especially with classwork or things or chores around the house. So, Brenda lives with her grandma, and she's always not super excited about online classwork. Uh, do you like Zooms?
Yeah, Zooms are okay because I get to see my friends.
But when it comes time to doing work, sometimes you want to tell her,
Well, sometimes I have a hard time. Sometimes the work is hard or it's boring.
And we've also been talking about waking up on time. Brenda, do you want to tell Esperanza about night?
Well, I stay up late, and it's hard for me to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I hear that from some kids too. And I know when I go to bed late, it's really hard for me to wake up in the morning. So you're in college. Can you give us some motivation tips on how to get through the day, even if you're tired or bored, or you're just not in the mood?
Yeah, so I was kind of like Brenda when I was in college. There was a lot of times where I had reading assignments that I just didn't want to do because it just wasn't interesting and they were really long and hard to get through. And I would much rather just watch TV, take a nap, hang out with my friends. And in college, the hard part is that there's no parent there to make sure that I get things done. No one's really asking me and saying, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Oh, well, you can't do this until you finish this. So I would try to take classes with my friends so that way we could study together and we could help each other out. If I had questions about some of the stuff that I was reading, I knew that I would have other people to help me through that. And I would try to make friends with people in class. So that way, if I didn't know anyone, we could kind of make that connection and things, we would help each other out. And I also learned to try and motivate myself. So I would tell myself, okay, I can't watch a show on Netflix until I finish doing my reading. And if I read so many pages, then I can take a 10-minute break and go on my phone for a second and text some people back or, look on Instagram briefly. And I've also learned too to put my phone on do not disturb, put it away so it's out of my sight. And I personally like reading things like on a book and not on my laptop because then I get less distracted. So
I'm glad you brought up breaks because Brenda and I, we've been brainstorming about what breaks she could do at home with, when she's with grandma. I shared with her that sometimes I take a break from the laptop, the computer, when my eyes are feeling tired or I'm frustrated with an assignment.
Wait, what? You have assignments too?
I do. I have lots of assignments, work to do. And so I learned to just kind of step away and I stretch. I might get a drink of water. Brenda, you want to tell her what you do?
Yeah, there's this tree I like to just kind of be under. It has lots of shade and it's just quiet and peaceful.
nice.
Yeah. So part of a break though is to get back to what it is that you were doing. That's sometimes the hard part, right? Well, we don't
Yes.
we don't want to take more time away from you. So I'm sure you have assignments or do you have some homework already?
I actually have some reading that I need to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much for being one of our guests. And Brenda, go ahead and say goodbye.
Bye, Esperanza.
Bye, Brenda.
Bye.